I love all things turtles and I love all things horror. This figure is absolutely going to be epic. Let's open this bad boy up. So when I heard that Neca and Real Toys were going to be creating this toy line, I was super excited, and even more so that Raphael was going to be the first figure. The box art looks absolutely amazing. I love the close-up that they've done of them here, and they also have a little teaser along the side there showing Leonardo, who they have already revealed as Igor, and Michelangelo as the Mummy, which looks great. The two head sculpts look amazing on that, on the videos. And then there's a mystery character here, and it doesn't appear to be Donatello, which you'd think, which has caused quite a little bit of a stir, but it looks like it's going to be Bride of Frankenstein, and hopefully it's going to be April O'Neil. So I really can't wait for that one. Super, super excited about that figure. The box art on the back has things like little famous quotes like "It's alive," Raphael is Frankenstein's monster, he's been shell-shocked, which is pretty cool, see a terrifying turtle with attitude, pure terror from the sewer, warning, the monster is loose, and beware his shocking sigh, which we'll see that in a minute. That side just has some of the art with the logos on there and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles against the Universal Monsters, which looks wicked. And back to the front again. Underneath just has all the usual sort of jargon. So let's open this guy up and see what he looks like. Love the pose they've got on there. And then as you can see all the figures in there. Right, enough messing, let's get him out, because I'm really excited about this. Here we go. Oh, there's a nice weight to it. Really got a nice weight to it. And there he is. He looks absolutely sweet. Oh my god. Look at that detail on the chains. That is sweet. Doesn't it look amazing? And I've seen, like, on loads of the other ones, like Igor and Mikey, the detail on the shells is incredible, so I cannot wait to see the back of him. Yeah, it's hard to see it on here, but it looks wicked. Oh, these chains are like proper loose as well. They're like proper chains. This is great. Right, after a lot of wrestling around, I finally got this guy out. Wow, he really does feel great, and this looks absolutely incredible. Really does. The detail on this guy, the sculpt on the head and the torso with all the little details like the dials. I mean, this shell looks incredible. There's bolts on it. As you can see there's a sewer sign there, like a manhole. Part of it just like nailed down to him with like some bits of banding. This dial also goes all the way around, you can see there, into a larger one. The chain is all loose, which is beautiful. Nice little touch. Love the boots they got there as well, with the two toes as well. It looks so wicked. This is just, I mean, how epic is this guy? He stands great, really nice and solid because of the wide feet. Looks really good. So he's got quite a few points of articulation. He's got his elbows here, which are really nice and loose, and his shoulder joints there, which feel a bit stiffer. And then he's also got his wrist that moves, which really feels quite stiff. Always worry about these sorts of things. There you go, it bends all the way back to there. And it comes quite far forward as well, so that looks great. That looks really cool. He's also got his, these feel really nice and smooth. He's got two joints there. He's also got the knees that bend a bit, and even the ankles do bend, but they feel really stiff. His head slightly moves as well. It spins round, but it doesn't go up and down or anything like that. It it looks pretty good. He has no articulation in his actual fingers or anything like that, but the feel of these, they feel really nice and solid. There's a nice feel to this figure. Sometimes, dare I say it, occasionally with some Neca figures, they can feel a little bit cheap at points, especially when you get to the extremities of some of the, like the hands and the feet. I find sometimes can feel a bit cheap, but this feels, it's got such a weight to it, and you can really feel, especially the weight is very considerable in this shell area here. So I assume that makes him stand a bit more solid. Really like the way this guy looks and the way he feels. Really chuffed with this guy. Right, let's get some of the accessories out. So there are his two little size. They look absolutely great. I love the look of them, and calling them shocking size, you know, really ties them into the whole Frankenstein's monster thing, especially the fact they look like a sort of contraption that harnesses lightning and then it has the lightning coming off them. These look really cool. Really like the look of them. So you can see these hand sculpts, they are made as a fist. These look great. Really nice little details on them. The nails look really good on these hand sculpts. Really am impressed with these. And obviously it's got the little joint there as well, which I won't do there because it feels really stiff and I don't want to break them. And the last accessories that are in the box is these two hands. These hand sculpts are the ones of him holding the sai, and they look really nicely cast as well, and they feel solid, just like everything else in this box. So let's get one of these on. So that is one of his hand sculpts holding the sai. It was actually quite hard getting the sai in there, but the great thing about that once you finally do get it in there, it is solid. That is not going anywhere. That looks great. I mean, look, I'm shaking it all around and that feels really nice and snug in there. That is a great looking hand sculpt there. So let's see how easy it is to actually remove his hands. I'm going to hopefully do this quite delicately so we don't have any problems. Oh, that came off quite easy. I'm glad. Sometimes again with Neca figures you can have a few problems trying to get them off and on. It does feel nice and stiff, but that felt a lot better. And there you go. That looks really good, that sculpt. That looks absolutely great. I really like the way he looks with that. And let's get the other one into his belt. I have to remove the chain just to get that down. There you go. He looks. Another little detail I really like is the bolts on his neck, and instead of just being the two standard bolts that you get normally on Frankenstein's monster, you have this tube coming from this large dial mounted onto the back of his shell, going straight into one of these bolts. So it almost feels like as if this is a breathing mechanism and it's a bit of a life support for him and allowing him to live and breathe. So it's such a nice little touch, and there's so many little details like that that I really like. There's a sort of plate there that goes over his chest. That looks really good, and I really am a big fan of this holding up the chains, this sort of mount handle that's sort of got the chains passing through it and it's just on to his shell. Really looks like as if he's been patched together and constructed. Such a nice looking figure. So let's get the fist sculpt onto this hand to complete his look off. Let's see how this one comes out. Still came off alright, that feels really nice. Let's get the right hand, that's not the right hand being the left hand. There he is. Oh, that looks cool. That fist looks really cool. That's nice looking hand sculpt there. Makes him look like really sort of like, especially with the grimace on his face as well, that looks really good. Ah, there you go, I could feel the ankle click there. That looks great. So a quick roundup again of all the accessories you get with this figure. You get 3 sets of hands. You get the open ones that are on him to start off with, so it's really good to hold him up like the whole sort of Frankenstein sort of look where he's walking with his arms forward. Then you got the 2 fists, one of which I've got already on him, and there's the other one. And then you got the 2 that hold the sais. There is his left hand, and his right hand, he has got the sai in his hand already. And then also you get the two shocking sides, which is pretty cool. You could in theory consider the chains, which is a proper rusty sort of looking chain, as an accessory, but it is already mounted on him and it doesn't appear to look like that can come off. But you wouldn't want to take it off anyway. It's a nice little touch and it just adds more detail to the figure. I also like the way his bandana is quite soft as opposed to being really hard, and it actually looks like you can almost bend it. Yes, you can bend it into shapes. You can do things like that if you wanted to. You can twist it round, you can flop it back down. Looks really good. And another nice touch is, instead of being, it really adds to the whole aesthetics of the whole figure, the fact that he's got the old-fashioned style brown knee pads and elbow pads, but he's got a red bandana to show that it is Raphael. But if you look at the red, it's more like a claret colour, a burgundy, a really dark burgundy, a very dirty colour, and he's really sort of washed out. Even the way his skin colour is, it's quite a sort of dark rooted green, and you can see all the sort of stitch marks on his skin and everything like that. It looks absolutely quality. I also like that gash there on his forehead. Looks really good. All these little tiny things just add to the detail of this figure. So there you have it. There is my very quick unboxing and review of the Universal Monsters vs TMNT Raphael Frankenstein monster action figure. Now that's a bit of a mouthful. Really amazing. I'm so happy with him and I cannot wait to start getting the next ones. Like I said before, the second one coming out will be Igor versus Leonardo, and then there is the Mummy and Mikey, and then the fourth one hopefully is going to be Bride of Frankenstein with April, which I cannot wait to get them two together. I really hope she looks similar to the style and the aesthetics and the way they made the look as Raphael, because they will be great together on a shelf. Super excited about those. Igor and Leonardo looks like my personal favourite because he just looks epic with his hunchback and his weird face and his dodgy arms, and just looks amazing. As always, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. What do you think of the figure? Did you get him yourself? Please let me know what you think. Is there something you didn't like about him? Is there something you did really like about him? Any weird little things you noticed? Thank you very much. Check out these other two videos, and I'll see you next time.